body center in this video is for you and for anyone else that's interested in learning about maybe some more of the classical forms of yoga. So what I'm talking about here is Ashtanga yoga, or more specifically Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B. If you have gone online and Googled these videos, they can be kind of intimidating. You know, you see a really fit, often fast-moving yogi doing this stuff, and quite frankly, I could understand why some of you guys would never approach this form of yoga practice. So today my goal is to offer a warm-up. We'll warm up, we always warm up, we'll do some pranayama, talk about the pranayama or the breath work associated with this form of yoga, and then we'll explore a real simple breakdown of Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B. And that'll be our practice today. So no good practice is complete without some breath work. So you can sit on a block or a blanket if you'd like. I'm going to sit on a block this morning. Feeling it. Comfortable, easy seated position. Hands reaching out toward the knees, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chin until you feel the muscles in the face relax. Letting the eyes rest closed, bringing your awareness to the center of your brain. So you can take your head off, look at it in front of you, from side to side, ear to ear, from the middle, from top of head to bottom of the head, find the middle, from front of face to back of head, find the middle. And if you're like me, right, it's pretty early here in Houston today. My jaw, my face, everything's a little tense. I just woke up. I have TMJs. I clamp down when I'm sleeping. So when I come into my seated practice in the morning and I'm doing a meditation, I really try to focus on unwinding this by bringing my hand to the back of my head and just kind of rubbing the back of that bump on the back of your head, occipital ridge. And with your hand back there touching that point, you can kind of let your awareness, your eyes almost move inward toward that point you're directing into the center of the brain or the back of the brain. You could bring your awareness there, that's also relaxed. So inhaling through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Keep the mouth open and gently shift the jaw from side to side. Sounds like a bowl of Rice Krispies today. Noticing where you're holding tension or the regions of your body that you hold tension in. It's just a really nice exercise to find those spaces. And maybe the movements get a little more exaggerated, but not aggressive, right? Or not rapid. Not in a hurry. And from there you can roll the head, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So now we take it in and out of the nostrils. I'm starting to work in my Ujjayi pranayama, or the Darth Vader breath. You know, it's been called a lot of things. Darth Vader breath, I think really everyone knows Darth Vader is, right? So it's that. And then you can roll back into seated cat pose, chin to throat. I'm pressing out through my hands and pushing my chin to my throat, really getting a nice good kind of of sense of the chin touching the back of the throat. And then I'll pull through. And there's your cow. I'm going to keep my shoulders down and away from my ears. Cat. Cow. So we link breath and movement. Vinyasa, right? If you guys have heard that word before, it means linking or linking of breath and movement. And Vinyasa yoga is basically what Ashtanga yoga is. Ashtanga yoga has a series of movements that are done in order. Vinyasa yoga is a little more free-form, but our Sun Salutation A and B today are forms of Vinyasa yoga. So linking breath and movement, let's inhale, pull through seated cow. I'm using that Ujjayi breathing, so Darth Vader, exhale, press back, belly button, spine, cat. Inhale, pull through seated cow. Shoulders down. Sit with breath for a moment. Exhale back, seated cat. And then I like to do a little to the left. You know, Beyonce's from Houston, so there's an inhale, pull through to the left. And exhale back. And I'm actually using my hands to pull, and inhale, pull through to the right. There's a really nice neck stretch that comes out of that, and exhale back. So you can go left, right, center. Just take a moment after you've warmed the spine up, soften into the neck and the shoulders. Let your eyes rest closed, and set an intention for your practice. If this part of yoga is challenging for you, know that you're not alone. Honestly, if all you got out of the practice today was a really good deep connection to your breath, it would be worth it. The benefits of pranic breathing, of conscious breathing, are important to our wellness. Learning how to feel the body, learning how to relax, learning how to notice when you're holding the breath, when your heart rate is spiking. It's really good information to be able to track. So if you need some motivation for your practice this morning, one of my favorite exercises is to focus on this thing called the beginner's mind. And it's really exciting to me as a yoga teacher because some days I'll teach 7, 8, 9 hours in a day, and I'll be tired, and I'll come to this realization of the beginner's mind, which is you approach your practice every day as though it's a new day. You approach your practice every day as though you've never set foot onto the mat. You approach your practice every day as though your day is new and wondrous. Your practice is new and wondrous, and the kicker is you don't understand your potential. You are vast and limitless in your potential, and I think that really just generally applies to people. I think sometimes we forget that. So to me, I get really excited when I think about a beginner's mind when I'm practicing. So if you'd like to join me and maybe focus on that in your practice today, approaching your practice with a sense of wonder and curiosity and gratitude, you can do that. So just take a moment, close your eyes, bring your awareness back to the center of your brain. If you lose the Ujjayi pranayama, that's okay. Try to get back to it. From there, if you're sitting on the block, you can unfurl the legs. stay on the block or you can come off the block. Find your squat. From your squat, reach the right leg out, press out through the right leg, lengthen across the front of the body from inside of inner thigh to back of the left side of the rib cage. Lean back into the left hand and open the chest, and just take this slowly and gently, really actively reaching out through the right leg. Don't let this left knee go soft. Open the chest. 3 breaths here. Support under the knee. Take a moment, you can take your squat. You could also bring the feet underneath the knees and lengthen the abdomen. Taking breaks as needed in your practice is important, as is coffee in the morning. To me anyway. I did have a green juice earlier. Yogis at home, don't freak out. Credibility here. Stop when you need to. Take breaks when you need to. I'm not a medical doctor. Yoga is a practice that is uniquely your own. I'm just sharing with you things that I find that have helped my students. Don't push yourself beyond your limits. Don't hurt yourself when you're practicing. Okay, so you've been warned. So we'll lengthen the left leg out. We do the same thing. I'm going to reach out through the left leg. Notice my leg is not forward. It's very far off to the side on the diagonal. I lengthen through the abdomen. I get a nice deep inner thigh stretch here. Pull the toes back. Right hand's going to fall behind you. Get along through the abdomen. Left hand can catch the outside of the inner thigh as you roll the chest open and back. I'm not crunching into my lumbar spine. I'm lifting up through the front of my belly. I'm lifting up over the front of my throat. And releasing. From here, I'm going to fold my legs underneath me, and I'm going to take that virasana because you're going to be using your feet as you move through these movements, and you can kind of notice how the feet feel, notice how the knees feel. I have a knee injury that I'm trying to rehab, and I will use this blanket. And bring it to between my knees, or to between my upper leg and lower leg, to create a little more opening behind the knees, and that feels pretty good. So there's a modification there. And you can do this with the tops of the feet resting on the floor for a breath or two. I also have a block back here. If this wasn't enough, I could work with my second block. Oh, that feels even better. I can feel up the arches of my feet. Notice how my feet are feeling. So kind of grab the back of the heel and pinch up on the back of the heel. Good. Come forward from there. And move your props. And then curl the toes under the feet. So I don't have to move straight back into this variation of your asana. I can keep my weight in my hands, and I can just kind of press back into the arches of the feet. And if things are going well here, maybe I start to move my fingers outside of my knees and slowly roll myself up and back. And I can also brush off the arches of the feet here. You might have some pinky toes that do their own thing. I would encourage you to reach down there and make sure that your pinky toes are trying to touch the floor. There you go. And from there, if you want a little more, you can chest, rolling the shoulders back, and possibly lifting the knees and release. Your feet, roll out your ankles, lightly tap the feet out. Good. And from there, come forward and extend your legs back. So you're in kind of a wide tabletop position. And I'm just going to keep on moving my knees back. And as I keep on moving my knees back, I create kind of a trapezoid shape with my body. So I'm not in a traditional tabletop. So just imagine I have a mat underneath me. Now you can do yoga without a mat. It's possible. So here's the shape we're going with. I have my fingers about as wide as the edges of the mat. I'm going to start to spread into my fingers. I'll turn the bones of my elbows toward the floor. I'm going to press back into the heel of my hands and squeeze the elbows together toward one another. I'm not going to touch, but I'm going to make that effort. From there, I'll begin to feel the muscles in the upper arms kind of drawing back toward the hips. I'll feel the shoulders drawing down toward the tailbone. I'll lift the heart into the back of the chest. I'll slowly hover the knees up. Notice my arms have not moved. I can walk my feet in a little closer. This is downward facing dog. You should feel this muscle right here pulling on and back. So it's the serratus muscle dragging back. And you should have a whole lot of room across the back of the neck. So you don't want to lock out the elbows and feel like your head was going to bang into your upper arms, right? The arms are actually engaging here. A lot of reasons for this, but just feeling muscle in the edge of the body, right under the arms toward the ribs, feeling that turn on and drag back is reason enough. All right, so that's kind of your first foray into down dog. And slowly walk your feet up towards your hands. As you come forward, make sure you're bending your knees enough to make your ribcage touch onto your thighs. I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can see what's happening here. I have my feet open underneath my hip bones for this variation. And I have my knees bent enough to where I can feel all of this tissue touching all of this tissue. If you'd like, you could drop for opposite elbows here. If I can't get my ribcage onto my thighs, like a lot of people I've seen yoga, they'll come in and they'll try to go with straight legs and straight upper body. Don't do it. Bend the knees. Put the ribcage on the thighs. Notice how the low back is supported. Notice how the hamstring wants to release here. Relax into it. Gently turn the head to the right and the left. I'm going to catch a quick wrist release because we're going to spend some time on our wrists. So slip your hand underneath your foot. Now I can do this pretty easily. You guys at home, you're going to be like, holy shit, how did she do that? Take it down to her knee. All right, drop a knee. So I just dropped my right knee. You can lift the left foot, slip the left hand completely under the foot, and wiggle the toes into the back of the wrist. Right? That's one way to do it. Maybe one day you get up standing. I like to actually take it down onto the knee anyway because my underarm and my knee meet. I have lymph nodes. I've got an important kind of part of my body there that I'm affecting, pressing into. Counter stretching, do a hitchhiker's thumb, palm open, fingers point down, hand slips under. Foot the other way, that's your counter stretch. And you can mic around the elbow here if you have the flexibility for that. You can do one side at a time or both at the same time. This is really a matter of efficacy, like does it work for you to do both at the same time, or are you getting all confused? Do you give too much attention to one side, not enough to the other? Good questions to ask yourself. You can take that wrist release as needed in our practice today. From there, you'll bring your hands forward and you'll inhale, lift the body halfway. As I lift my body halfway, I'm not coming in with a real slumpy rounded spine. I'm actually trying to turn on the legs completely, so I don't lock out the knees. I want to feel hamstrings, thighs, knees lifting, and spine extending and engaging. My weight's in my heels. It could also be more of like a halfway flat back lift. Shoulders rolling down and away from the ears. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward into your standing forward fold. And inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, press the arms down. So you made it up to standing. We'll take Tadasana or mountain pose from here. So mountain pose, Tadasana. This is kind of a pose of personal preference. Varying ways to do this pose. I like my feet underneath my hips. I think it just feels better. Reasons for picking one or the other. Your legs are shaped funny. Your knees knock. You can't make your ankles touch together. Working with people individually, I can kind of identify where the kinks or the challenge regions are in their body. But you know, when you're practicing at home, it should feel like it fits your body, not like it's forced. So do what feels like it fits your body. Generally speaking, in yoga, that's a good idea. So we'll take our mountain pose, feet under hips for me. Some of you guys are going to have your feet together. And then I want to work flying V. I think that's what it's called. It's basically an exalted Tadasana because I want to ensure that I feel those muscles in my arm dragging down like I felt in downward facing dog. So there's this really nasty, terrible, horrible, I hurt my neck, shoulder thing that happens, you know, from doing this or doing this or, you know, doing this. And this is a really helpful exercise to undo it. If you start applying it in your sun salutation practice, it will creep into everything else that you do in your physical practice. Maybe even when you're sleeping, I'll find myself correcting when I'm standing up. So flying V. As I inhale, I want to carry the arms like this, right? I want to get into the shoulder ear thing. Take your right hand to your left shoulder, keep the shoulder down, and begin to reach the left arm forward. And at what point does the shoulder want to come up to the ear? That's where you stop. And you can open the elbow inward or the palm inward. That's your flying V. From here, imagine that you were just pressing into the floor and see if you can get those muscles to catch and draw down. So for me, that's my inhale. We're going to link this together, right? So here's my inhale, flying V. On the exhale, I soften at the knees. I fold forward, making belly touch thighs. As I inhale, I extend the hands forward toward the floor. I pull with the fingers. I can also do this with my hands on my shins. I like fingers on the floor because it gets a little more into the lumbar spine. I'm dragging forward, weight is in my heels, knees are softly bent. As I exhale, I bend at the knees. I make my index fingers touch my big toes. And then I move my hands off into alignment with my toes. From there, I've got to move back if I keep my hands in alignment with my toes. I'm going to find, let's say I'm just going to step my right foot back. So this is a sun salutation A for a normal human being. There's no jump backs here. I can drop the knee. And now my ankle, my left ankle, is in a safe place. It's stacked vertically underneath my knee. All right, so this is a variation of Anjaneyasana. You get a nice inner thigh stretch here. Take an inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, Ujjayi breathing. We'll curl your back toes under, lift your back knee, and move your left foot back to meet your right foot, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, Ujjayi breathing. As I inhale, I come forward into plank. And as I exhale, I set my knees down. I am still in a plank on my knees. Right? I just shifted forward. I'm not humping the floor. I'm not like their low back, F you, I don't give a shit. Right? I'm engaged. And I begin to pull with my hands, hugging my elbows in. I lower all the way down. So this is modified chaturanga. Right? So let's try that again. Let's try it from down dog. Back into down dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank. Exhale, Exhale, set the knees down. You can also lift the feet and squeeze the feet into the glutes. Find that that helps kind of engage. Exhale, lower down. Good. From here we work into cobra or up dog. Turn the fingers out slightly. The eyes of the elbows, that's the gooey spot where they draw blood, should be pointed forward, and the bones of the elbows should be reaching back. I'll pull with the hands. As I inhale, I lift. I want to keep the muscles in the shoulders pulling together and down. As I pull with the hands, I'm not compressing my lumbar spine, not at all. So there's no pinching in my low back, right? I'm not dumping all my weight into my low back. I can reach out through my feet, and I want to feel a natural lengthening occurring from below my hip bones to the back of my belly button. On an exhale, I'll roll back, curl my toes under, and take extended puppy pose. So this is basically a virasana with a child's pose mixed in together. And it's a nice setup to transition back into down dog. So I'll take an inhale, and exhale, I'll press back into down dog. And I'll slowly walk my feet forward, back to the top of the mat, into a standing forward fold. If my rib cage isn't touching on my thighs, what do? I bend my knees. My wrists are bothering me, I can slip my hands underneath my feet from here. Okay? When you link breath and movement, hands move out either toward the shins or the floor, and you inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flying V. Exhale, press out. Inhale, hands to prayer. Tadasana, and your forward folds are like check-in points for you to notice how the sequencing is open in your body for you. Right? So Tadasana, you can stay here for every pose that I just did. You could do 3 to 5 breaths. You could hold for 3 to 5 breaths. Usually in Vinyasa Yoga, it's 1 breath, 1 movement. In Ashtanga Yoga, you'll hold the pose for 5 breaths. So let's try it again. We'll work the other side. So in my mountain pose, hands down, inhale, flying V. Exhale, knees bending, fold forward. Ribcage touching thighs. Turn the head from here. I definitely want to keep the neck relaxed. I'm not trying to look at the floor. If I'm looking at anything, it's between my legs, like that beautiful purple curtain. Hands to the floor or the shins. As I inhale, I lift and I engage, extending through the spine. Spinal extension, right? This isn't just a dumb, stupid shape you're making. You're actually feeling some muscles turn on. Exhale, fold forward. Index fingers touch big toes. Fingers align with toes. Knees bend. And I call it crushing a bug, right? I'll crush a bug back, and that kind of wakes up the arch of the foot. There's my low lunge. I can relax the top of the foot to the floor. If I overrun, I can keep the toes curled under. Nice deep inner thigh stretch. Inhale. Exhale, step back, down dog. Start to walk the dog, kind of pedaling the heels into the mat. So I'll lift the right heel, push into the ball of the right foot, really try to fold my toes in half as I actively press the left heel down. Then I'll switch. And I can link breath and movement here, so I can inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift heel. Exhale, switch. Inhale, shift forward, plank. I can hold here for 3 or 4 breaths. So if I'm at home and I'm thinking to myself, I want to get stronger, I would definitely encourage you to do more planks. It's a really effective way of developing core strength, better than push-ups or crunches. I like the variation where I squeeze my knees together and I pull my heels up toward my glutes. Pull with the hands, take an inhale, and exhale, lower down. Fingers are placed at about mid-ribs, fingers are turned out slightly for cobra or up dog. If my cobra looks like this, I'm not following my own sensibilities here. I want my shoulders down and away from my ears. I don't want any crunching in my low back. I like to kind of do this little swirly thing. And exhale, back extended puppy. Take an inhale. And exhale, down dog. Slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Bend your knees enough to where your ribcage is touching onto your thighs. If you need to release your wrists, you release your wrists. From there, you bring your hands to the shins or the floor. Inhale, lift halfway, shoulders down away from ears. Make sure you're not locking out your knees. See if you can press the blade edges of your feet outward into the floor so you feel some activation of the edges of the legs. Exhale, fold forward, relax everything. Inhale, reach up, flying V. Exhale, press down. Hands to prayer mountain pose. They can get very sophisticated, these movements. Do what you can do. I'll do another tutorial on Chaturanga Dandasana and all of the variations of Sun Salutation A with maybe some more of the advanced movements. But today I want to just encourage you to take it slow and feel everything. Right? So we're going to work into Sun Salutation B now. It is an integration of Sun Salutation A with a couple of other poses. Right? Same thing applies. Feel good position. Feet together or apart. Inhale up, flying V. Exhale, sit into chair pose. Oops, Katasana. Fancy word, whatever. Chair pose. A lot of us like to stick our tushies out and hook our low backs. Alright? Like we're going to the club. There's a bit of modesty to this pose. I'm going to tuck the tailbone slightly. Or really, it's probably not even the best cue. Think about just flattening the low back. Put your weight into your heels. As you look over the knees, you might spot the toes. You should feel a lot of heat running up the front of the shin bones here. Your toes might lift off the floor. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, lay the ribcage onto the thighs. Take forward fold. As you inhale, lift halfway. We did this before, right? This is our Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, then knees, fingers touch toes. You can lunge back. I'm going to do this, I'm going to integrate the lunge, but I'm just going to use it as a movement, not as a pose. I'm going to lunge the right foot back, I'm going to lunge the left foot back, and I take down dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank. Exhale, set the knees down, and lower down at the same time. So it's exhale, knees down, lower down. Fingers turn out, eyes of elbows forward. Inhale, lift cobra or up dog. Exhale, toes curl under. I could take extended puppy pose, but I'm actually just using it to push back into down dog. So it's kind of a sequenced movement. From there, I'm going to put all my weight into my left foot. And I'm going to inhale with my right leg bowed halfway. And lift onto the tippy toes of the left foot. And as I exhale, I pull the knee into the nose. Right, this is challenging. You've got to think cat pose here to roll the foot through. Now what if I can't do that? I call it the karate kick. Right? What if I can't? This is hard. This one right here is hard. I take it for granted. Right, that's really challenging. Karate Kid. I'll give it to you sideways. Right, that's how my mom rolls. I think it's pretty cool. So however you got to get that sucker forward, get it forward. Pivot your back foot down and roll up to standing. Bring your hands to your hips. Hips are pointed forward. Straight on forward. so your left toes are going to not be turned completely sideways. They'll be slightly pointed forward. Right toes are pointed forward as well, but dead on straight forward. Right knee over right ankle. I'm going to try to draw up through the inner thighs. This is your warrior one leg position. Trying to step right knee over right ankle. Pressing back into big toe of left foot, pinky toe, and heel so you feel the arch lifting and biting. Get that left glute to bite, and everything is pulling upward. You take the flying V with the arms. This is warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Inhale. Blinking breath and movement, exhale. Inhale. And exhale, step back down dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower knees, lower body. You see how this could get a little too quick? Check your form, do it well. Inhale, lift cobra or up dog. So this is more of an up dog. I can press into the tops of the feet and lift the knees and the thighs. And exhale, move back, extend a puppy pose to down dog. We have to do the left side. Anchor the right foot. Inhale, lift the left foot. Lift onto the tippy toes of the right foot. Oh, there's the hamstring, it's pretty tight. Exhale, knee to nose. Get the foot through. Pivot the back foot down. Rise up to standing, bring your hands to your hips. Left knee over left ankle. Pressing out into big toe, right foot, pinky toe, heel. Lifting up through the arch, feeling the glute bite, and drawing through the inner thighs. Hips forward. Flying V. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, back down dog. You guessed it. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower the knees, lower the chest. Inhale, lift cobra. Exhale, back, extended puppy pose to down dog. So we started with the right foot. This is where sequencing can get tricky. This is where you love having me, because I do the thinking for you. You'll get the hang of it. Inhale, lift the right leg. You can lift onto the tippy toes of the left foot as you exhale, step the right foot through. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, drag or hop or step the left foot forward to meet the right foot, standing forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sit into chair. And exhale, press through to standing. Prayer. It's a mandala. It's an infinity flow. There's no beginning and no end. You can see how it all fits back together. We'll do the left side now. Inhale, flying V. Exhale, chair. I'm going to move a little faster on this one. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, ribcage to the thighs. Inhale, lift halfway. Shoulders down. Exhale, fold forward, fingers touch toes. Left leg lunges back, right foot steps back, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower the knees, lower the chest. Elbows graze edges of the ribs. Inhale, lift cobra or up dog. Exhale, roll back. And push into down dog. Anchor the right foot. Inhale, lift the left. We're on the left side now. Lift on tippy toes of right foot. Exhale, knee to nose, step through warrior one. Hips forward, flying V. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, release. Step back down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift cobra. Exhale, move back. Extend the puppy to down dog. Anchor left foot. Inhale, lift right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Warrior one. Hips forward. Inner thighs drawing together. I know you forget all this stuff. If you do it often enough, you'll start to just trust. Inhale, flying V. Exhale, release. So
So this is where that sun salutation A comes into play. Inhale, roll forward, plank.
In, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift cobra or up dog. Exhale back,
Child's pose to down dog, or extended puppy pose to down dog. Inhale, lift left leg. Exhale, step left foot through. Inhale. Exhale, step right foot through. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sit into chair. Flat back, right?
so get rid of the badunk-dunk.
Inhale.
Exhale, press through to mountain pose. Awesome. So we got sun A, we got sun B, we did a warm-up, now we'll do a cool down. Go ahead and come back down to the floor. I have a couple of friends that really like hip-centered stuff, and I think it's very wise to do hip work. I think that a lot of our limitations in our legs and our pelvis and our low back come from tight hips, and so I'm going to offer some kind of hip releases for the end of this. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't, I don't know. So from here you'll roll back. Onto your back. Plug your knees in. You can do a little wobble wobble here. And then cross the right thigh high over the left thigh as you catch a hold of the shins. Squeeze in. Do that for 3 or 4 breaths. And then switch. Cross them high with the eye, squeezing it, holding tightly. Over the shins. From there, they'll reach up and you'll catch either heel, peace fingers to big toe, or you'll come over the shin. So my left hand is outside over the shin, my left elbow is inside of my knee, or happy baby. Soles of the feet should be flat, facing the ceiling, like you could hold a board across the feet, and you'll use your guns, your muscles in your upper arms to bend the elbows and pull the knees toward the floor. And I like to catch the heels, and I'll do this kind of, I'll pull one knee down and then the other. That gets you into the kidneys as well as the hips and lower back. And from there you can release, the knees into the chest. Extend the legs toward the floor. Lengthen the right leg out and the left leg out. Bend and pull the right leg up and into the chest. And place the right foot on top of the left thigh. Move your palms to the floor in a T shape, straight out of the shoulders, palms down. And then take your left hand, bring it to the outside of your right knee. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, you'll use your hand to help roll the knee. You actually come onto the outer left edge of that left hip. The right shoulder and the left shoulder stay down. And this is the spinal twist release. From there, now 3 breaths or so. Release, hug the legs back into the chest. And feet back down on the ground, extend the legs out.
teaching you how to take corpse pose. If you follow me this way, you'll see that my feet aren't that much wider than my hips as my legs press out. Left leg pulls up and in. This is also great for your digestive system. Wind relieving pose. Let's take your left foot on top of your right thigh. Move your palms to a T shape. Get those shoulders down. Lengthen the back of the neck. Bring the right hand outside of the left knee. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, use your hand to help twist your body. Keep the shoulders down. 3 breaths here. Bring your knees back into your chest. Set your feet down. Slowly let your legs slip out. Release your hands down here, hips, palms open. A little bit of space between the sides of the body and the arms. Take the bones and the shoulders, press them into the floor, hug them together. Feel the chest lift. Feel the low back maintaining its natural curve. Feel the neck maintaining its natural curve. Close your eyes. This is your final resting pose. Shavasana, or corpse pose, typically is the most challenging pose that you'll learn to do in yoga. It's also one of the most beneficial. So close your eyes, count your breath, bring your awareness to your breath, bring your awareness to a quiet sound in the room, bring your awareness to more sounds in the room, but don't identify the sounds, just listen to them. A bird, a car, an airplane, a ceiling fan. Don't assign them value. It's like you're mapping through, you're scanning through one of those old school viewfinder clicker things that you look at. Your thoughts have no value at this point in time. And you sense the ebb and flow of your breath, and you begin to feel your body softening down into the mat. And you let yourself stay there 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to sign out now. I'm going to encourage you to stay in Shavasana for a while and enjoy that layer of your practice. I welcome your feedback. republicgotohouston.com, my YouTube channel, anything